Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Mohammad Irfan Ahmed. Today, I have given the presentation on the second international conference on smart technologies for power and renewable energy, that is SPECon, on the topic of the SWOT analysis of distribution system in India as transition from passive to active, and the PID is 71. So, this is the general outline that covers the abstract introduction, classification of power distribution, passive, active distribution systems, and what are the transformation needed in the particular distribution systems, and the SWOT methodology, passive distribution system using SWOT methodology, active distribution system using SWOT methodology, and then conclusion and the references. So first we have the abstract. So as we know that the Indian power system has been transitioning towards the particular more decentralized operation in the particular deregulation, and the being the driving force behind it. So apart from that, we have the adoption of the renewable energy sources and the reduction in the aggregate losses, and the growing the energy assets are the some of the other driving points. To support this, a lot of transformation has been done in the distribution systems and to enhance the energy efficiency and the maintaining the network security. So we have wide variety of the distributed generation sources has available. So we have integrating the DG units in the distribution system to increase the planning apart from the implementation and communications, active energy management, real-time monitoring, and distribution system automations. So the applications we have to used for the transition from passive to the active distribution system. So with the objective of this is to create the strategic planning for the transitions. And in this research, we have used the SWOT analysis, means that strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats has been used to evaluate and compare the both the ADS and the PDS, that is active distribution system, and the passive distribution systems, that highlights the strength, weakness, and opportunities and threats of this particular situation of the renewable energy sources. So now this is the introduction. So as we know, the power system has been changing rapidly in the past decades. So the main driving factor of the deregulation is the power system is adoption of the particular renewable energy resources and the reduction in ATC losses and the improvement in energy access in the rural areas of the India. So now we have to transformation has been done in the particular the weakest link in the Indian power system. So we have to happening the transformation in the distribution systems. So to enhance the energy efficiency and the maintaining the network security, we have DG sources has been utilized for the integrations of the systems. So the basic infrastructure required for the DG units in the distribution systems are implementation of communication, active energy management, and real time monitoring. So this will be the transition from passive to the active distributions system. So SWOT is the particular model has been evaluating the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats in order to calculate the present development of the situation and the future prospects of the distribution systems. So the classified of the electrical power distribution is being the four types, that is based on the current, based on the construction, based on the connection, and based on the plannings. So as you see that there is the categorized in the AC distribution, DC distribution system based on current, and it can be further categorized in the primary and secondary distribution on the AC side. And the based on the construction, it can be categorized overhead and the underground, and the based on the connection, that is radial, ringmain, interconnected, and planning based, that is passive and active distribution systems. So in the passive distribution system, you can see that there is the passive distribution system. In the older days, this tradition has been followed. There is the bulk power of transmission in the network, and to distribute it the various consumers based on that particular voltage level requirement. A PDS has been developed to receive the distribute the large amount of power from the transmission system. So the real time control issues were addressed overcome throughout the designing stage. So generally, a typical PDS includes the single or multi-feeders and the various sectionalization switches, tie lines, and the capacitor banks has been shown in this particular figures. So similar way, the active distribution system has been utilized for the refer to the distribution unit that is equipped with the operation and control capabilities and contains the DG and decentralized energy sources inside in its infrastructures. So the following the common list of ADS has been the features of these traditional PDS systems. So you can see in the figures the topology and structure of plant network are intended to flexible, and in operation in the PDS, it is capable of being automatically changed to any new structures. So the plant network should be performed reliably with a significant DG penetrations. So these are the particular features of the active distribution systems. Now, the transformation needed. So, as you've seen that the recent development in the particular distribution systems, that are the energy storage system, renewable energy intensive generations, alternative sources such as demand response, electric vehicles, and the bidirectional communications, as well as the power flow, IoT and SCADA is the recent scenarios, sensors such as PMU, power electronic devices such as FACTS and STATCOM HVDC are the needed in the particular distribution system to advancements, and the efficiency can be improved through the particular utilization of these components, or utilization of these resources. We can improve it. Okay, so now we have SWOT methodology. SWOT methodology is basically the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So it is a 2x2 matrix. The one square of each aspect has been shown in the figure, and we have the particular in this internal external factor is that. So assessment of internal external factor may affect the decision making is done to analyze the current as well as the future potentials. So here the first row indicates that the information of the strength and weaknesses and the organizations, and the second that the that is dependent on the internal factors, and the second row that has been indicating the particular opportunities and threats of the systems. So strength, what is the strength of the particular? So strength basically represent the increase the financial support for the renewable energy sources. A large amount of large part of the distribution systems network consisted distributed generation that require real-time monitoring and the smooth controlling of the particular working. A well-established network for that provision of network configurations, better and more energy efficient technology has been utilized, and the distribution infrastructure in India is being improved through the government initiatives such as Deen Dayal Upadhyay schemes and the Ujjwal Discoms Assurance Yojana, and the adoption of DR in the energy storage systems. So, and the weakness is energy demand is on the rise, increase in the price of electricity, insufficient investment, and the inadequate metering and billing systems, and the inefficient grid management and power supply disruption. And the opportunities is that increasing the tax incentives for environmentally friendly vehicles, increase in the number of state-of-art load like data centers, commercial centers, increase in number of EVs, offshore drilling provisions, and the active distribution can be provide opportunities for the new business models. And the threats are regulatory and legal risk, lack of clarity of climate policy, price swing in several commodities, and limited availability of fuel and resources for power generations. So the passive distribution system using SWOT analysis, so we can see that the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats in the system. You can see that in the table, the strengths are high system inertia, better frequency regulations, and the voltage regulations. But we can weaknesses, unidirectional power flow, manual network operations, and the control strategies are implemented in the planning stage, and DG cannot be placed effectively. And the opportunities are flexible and reliability through the automations and the smart metering infrastructure. And the threats are the unscheduled system outage, lack of alternative resources, and the lower system resiliency and network congestions. And the active distribution systems, the strengths are bidirectional power flow and the automatically network operations. Control strategies are implemented in real time, reduction in ATC losses, and the suitable for placement of multiple DGs and renewable energy sources as a DG and as a combined heat and power. Alternative resources such as distributed DR are the distributed renewable energy sources, and the batteries is only the possible in an ADS. While the weaknesses are the problem with the particular problem with the utilities collect the money, tariff structures, and the failure of the particular newly developed ideas. And the opportunities are the local power market development, aggressive demand response, implementation of the smart grid, and the incorporation of EVs for V2G and G2V transfer. And the threats are cybersecurity threats, problems of uncoordinated control strategy applications. So now we have to move the conclusion. Through this, we can analyze that the SWOT framework has been comparative analysis between the traditional passive distribution system and the active distribution system. So on the basis of strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats, considering the current as well as the future condition of the power system. So this SWOT analysis showcase that is in the current scenario, transforming to an ADS is a viable option considering all the current scenario and the future prospect in mind. So here the particular strength and opportunities in the transiting active distribution network as showcased at the listed below. So you can see that the presence of the more robust localized control unit is a tackle to sudden fluctuation of the load as well as the RES. Optimal placement of generator as well as reactive power compensation devices in ADN enhances the reliability of the network. ADS provides the ecosystem to cater growth of the state-of-the-art alternative sources of the energies like demand response vehicle to the grid power supply, and the ADN are in general more robust and resilient of that particular system. So this is the references of this particular papers. So these are the references has been utilized in this. So thank you very much.